Hello, everyone. My name is Camille Tara Roberts, and I'm a product manager here at Northspyre. So, my background here is in computer science, interaction design, and experimental media. And over the past 18 months, I've helped lead product development across the core platform with initiatives including accounting integrations, the developer fee planning, and interest reserve automation. And I'm joined here today by Frank Maiolo, the lead engineer behind our new mobile experience.
Hi, everyone. I'm Frank. I'm a senior lead software engineer at Northspyre, and I lead the core engineering and mobile experience teams. I've spent the last 15 years of my career working on mobile and web platforms, and I'm tremendously excited to share with you our new mobile experience.
Here's the moment the app was built for. So basically, we have an invoice with a critical vendor that arrives while your decision maker is walking a job site. So accounting needs the approval to keep the job moving, the documents in the email, the budget context is somewhere else, and the approver won't see a desk for hours. And everyone in the webinar knows the math. The invoice either misses the draw or the cutoff doesn't wait just a day, it waits a month. And no one really failed to do their job in this case. It's more so that the workflow assumes the person is doing their job sitting at a computer. And with Northspire Desktop, we've already solved half of this problem with documents, budgets, and approvals live in one governed workflow instead of scattered across inboxes and spreadsheets. With the mobile app, this would solve the other half, where the workflow now reaches you wherever the work is happening. And our thesis is simple. The approval comes to you, you don't come back to your desk to find it. So rather than describe it, we're going to show you here.
When new project data comes in, decisions cannot always wait. Review incoming invoices, contracts, and change orders from anywhere. Keep workflows moving, collaborate in context, and bring the right people into every decision. Stay connected to what needs attention, wherever the work takes you. Northspyre Mobile, built for developers in motion.
And that's the idea. We know that the work doesn't stop when you leave your desk, and now you have the power of the Northspire platform at your fingertips wherever and whenever those important decisions need to be made. Now, let's dive a little deeper. So here we see that my phone is locked, and I'm not in Northspire, at least as far as my phone knows. I'm between site walks. Oh, and there we go. I got a notification for an invoice that requires my attention. And with one tap, now I'm looking at the invoice. I didn't open an email, I didn't search for a project, or navigate a single menu. The work found the person who owns the decision, and it brought the context with it. That's the whole idea. But let me back up a little bit and show you how the app narrows from everything I manage down to that one item.
Notice what that direct path replaced. An email saved for later, a hunt for the right project, budget context locked at a desk. Every extra step between seeing work and actively acting on it is an opportunity for delay. And the last mile of an approval is where the draws slip. So let's start from the front door and watch how the app narrows from everything you manage down to the one item that needs you.
So zooming out, the portfolio home is the at-a-glance view. It shows the headline statistics, upcoming work, and every project that I'm responsible for. You can get to it by clicking on the View Portfolio button on the project selector. Now, if I want to narrow this down to just the group that I'm particularly concerned with, I can choose one of the portfolio groups in our selector here. And in this case, I'm going to choose East Coast Properties. And now that I've chosen East Coast Properties, I've filtered down to just the R&D laboratory project that we have here in this group.
Leaders aren't trying to memorize numbers on a phone. They're asking, where does my attention need to go today? Which project needs a conversation? Where is the decision starting to age? What changed since the last update? Traditionally, the answer is only as current as the last report someone has had time to assemble. Now it's live, between properties, before a meeting, from a site trailer. Portfolio answers the first operating question, where should we focus? Project overview answers the next one, what's driving that signal? Before Northspyre desktop, portfolio visibility depended on manually assembled reports that could already be stale. Before mobile, leaders could review live rollups at a computer. After mobile, that same visibility is available between properties, before meetings, and whenever attention needs to shift when you pivot.
So here at the project overview, we see the project's home base. I'm in the core and shell renovation project now. We can see the headline info. We can see where the budget is. We can see the overall health of the project. And this isn't a separate mobile report that someone's maintaining aside from your regular Northspyre desktop experience. This is the same project that you will see in your day-to-day work using Northspyre. So the portfolio told me where to look. This tells me what's happening. And the work waiting on me specifically is just one tap away in the data inbox. And this is the data inbox. It's one organized queue for all the cost documents flowing into this project. Instead of scattered emails and shared drive folders, we can see everything that's related to invoices and contracts related to this project. And if I know what I'm looking for, I can actually search for it up here. I'm familiar with a vendor TPG that I would like to see. Oh, and there we go. We have the TPG architecture invoice right here. But the filter that everyone actually wants, especially approvers, is the one that filters to just the items that I'm concerned with. I want to see only the work waiting on me. Something that answers that Friday afternoon question about what am I blocking? Now it's one tap away. I can see exactly the invoices that require my attention.
Okay, so we're gonna pause on what didn't just happen here. Nobody forwarded a PDF. No one rekeyed an amount into a spreadsheet. No one sent just checking email. Sending and spreading across hundreds of documents a month, those minutes and those errors are real tax on your team. But speed isn't itself just the goal. A fast, uninformed decision creates just a faster and bigger risk. So watch what Frank has in front of him before he acts.
So when I look at this invoice, I can see the decision workspace. I can see the source document, the transaction data, Northspyre's analysis, and the approval chain, all on one screen with 3 tabs, easy to navigate. And here's the actual invoice. I can zoom in and I can see the amount due, the total invoice amount. I can see the invoice number. I can see the vendor name. I can see any of the budget line items that are associated to this invoice. This isn't a summary. This is the actual document that was submitted. Now, the next question is, what happens if I approve of this invoice? Well, before I do that, it looks like our digital assistant Copilot has something flagged that requires my attention. So I'm going to look at this flag here, and I see two flags for budget impact and vendor impact. And I can open these up and I can review the information here to see whether this requires a follow-up or whether this is good to go as it is. On a job site, this is the difference between deciding with context and deciding on instinct. Next, we have the Approval Workflows tab. By looking at this, we can see what steps are required for the approval of this document, where I am in the queue, and what happens after I approve. There's no side conversation needed, and we know exactly where we stand. Okay, so I've seen the document, I know the budget impact, I've gotten Copilot's feedback, and I've looked at the approval chain. Everything looks good. I think I'm ready to approve this invoice. So I'm going to click the Approve button, and look at that. I'm back at my queue, and the item's gone. Behind that tap is the same authorized account, it's the same configured workflow, and it's the same project record as you have in your Northspyre desktop experience. Mobile changed where the approval happened, not the governance. From lock screen to approve decision, I never had to open my laptop.
This is the difference between processing the invoice faster and making a better decision faster. For executives, Copilot directs attention to what deserves review while the workflow makes their role clear. For project managers and owners reps, it connects what they see in the field to the transaction in front of them. The app removes the distance from the decision. It doesn't just remove judgment or accountability. Before Northspyre Desktop, an approver often called the project team or opened the separate document and budget files for context. Before mobile, the context lived together on a desktop. After mobile, the project's current position travels with the approver before they act.
Oh, and one last thing, because I know that everyone is tired of getting constantly bombarded by phone notifications. We know that this is going to be one more in this cacophony of different things that you receive on a daily basis. But every notification channel here is your choice per user. The goal isn't to make everything feel urgent, it's to make the important things hard to miss with you in control.
One connected workflow. The notification created awareness. The project context created understanding. The government approval moved the work forward. Northspyre Desktop removed the fragmentation. The mobile app removes the distance. It doesn't just replace your desktop, it creates the closest gap and closes it between your desktop and where the project work actually happens. Before Northside Desktop, teams relied on manual reminders and follow-ups. Before mobile, alerts still led users back to a computer. With the mobile companion app, important work can reach the phone while each user controls which notifications deserve their attention.
Now, we know you may have some questions, so here's a couple that we thought we would answer out front. Where can I get the mobile app? The app is available right now in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. QR codes and direct links will be available at the end of this video. When is it available? It's available now. Customers can download today and sign in with their Northspyre credentials. Is there an additional cost? Absolutely not. The mobile app is simply part of the value you get in your base subscription for using Northspyre. So no, there is no additional cost if you're a customer of Northspyre development. Will you add more functionality? Yes. We expect to have multiple updates over the next 12 months with an emphasis on workflows that create the most value for users on the go. We expect exciting milestone update releases with something that you'll find very compelling in about 6 months. So think of the release today as a great value add, but only the beginning of something special. Can I take a photo of an invoice? This feature is something that we know is going to be very valuable for our users, and it is not ready in this current version, but it is something that we will be putting into our radar for the upcoming months. Does the app work offline? No. Right now, the app requires internet connection through Wi-Fi or your mobile data plan. Does the app work on an iPad or another tablet? At this time, the app is designed and optimized for your phone. In future updates, we will be providing additional support for other kinds of devices. What data inbox documents are supported? The current mobile experience supports incoming invoices and commitments, contracts, proposals, change orders. In the future, If there is user demand, we'd like to open this up to other transaction types that the app already handles, such as lien waivers and certificates of insurance. Who can help my team get started? It's very easy to get started. There isn't really much else to do besides download the app and log in with your existing credentials. Remember that you need a Northspyre subscription to be able to use the app. If you have any trouble, please reach out to your support team member. Does the app work with your acquisition and deal platform, Northspyre Deal? At this time, the mobile app is the companion to the Northspyre development platform. We will be looking to providing support for Deal and other features of the Northspyre platform in coming releases.
So to wrap things up, the idea is pretty straightforward. Projects shouldn't slow down just because a person owes the decision and is away from a computer. The data inbox is where we started because this is where mobile matters most. It's not where our thinking ends. And the approval comes to you. You don't go back to your desk to find it. Thanks for joining Frank and me. And now regarding next steps for you guys, the best next step is to try the app while the use cases are fresh. Take out your phone, scan the QR code or the App Store and log into the Google Play Store and download Northspyre and sign in. Start with one real moment in your workflow. Review the invoice that is waiting on you. Clear an approval before it delays your draw. Check a project before walking into a meeting. The value becomes tangible when a task that's used to wait can move immediately. Your Northspyre real estate transformation consultant can help you get your team started and identify where mobile can remove the most friction. Thanks again, guys.